The information below represents marks on 20 scored by students in a mathematics test. Represent this information on a frequency table. How many students took the test? So we'll start here by drawing a table of score. Tally and frequency. Before tallying, we have to study the values. We look for the least value in the data and the highest value in the data. This will give us the range. So just by looking, I will see that 5 is the least value. 5, then 20. So that's my range from 5 to 20. I then draw a table of score. So start with 5. What do I see? A count. I always prefer to count in the shortest length because this reduces the chances of missing a value. So I start. So I move down. There is no 5. No 5, no 5. So here, on the third column, so 1, 5, I put a stroke, another 5 there, put a stroke. Look at the next value. There is no 6, there is no 7, there is no 8, there is no 9, there is 10. I start counting the number of tens. So this is 1, 10 there. Move again. Another 10. Another 10. Another 10. When it reaches 5, you can go. So to help in the count, we group in 5. So this is another 10. And look at the next value. Is there 11? Yes, there's 11. I start counting. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Take the next value, 12. We count the number of 11s. 2, 3, 4, 5. I take the next number. 12. I start counting. How many 12s are there? 1 in the first column, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take the next number. 13. How many 13s are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Take the next number. 14. I start counting. How many 14s are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I look through, I see that there is no 15 and there is no 16. So I go to the next number, 17. I start counting. 1, 17. How many 18s are there? No 18. I go to the next number. There is no 18. I go to the next number, which is 19. I have 119. The next number, 20. How many 20s are there? I start counting. 1, 2, 3. That's all. So after tallying, we have to convert these our tallies now to actual frequencies. So these two strokes here represent 2. So this is 5. This is 5. This is 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. This is 4. This is 5. 1, 1, 3. So we have come out with a frequency table for this data. And you see here that the frequency table summarizes the data. The next question, how many students took the test? So you can get the total number of students just by summing the frequencies. So add all of these frequencies, what will they give us? So all of this is 10, 12, this is 12, this is 9 plus 17, 5. And all of this. So this is 9, 14, very one. So by summing all of these values, we find here that there are 34 students who took the test. The following are marks obtained by students during a test. We have been asked to come up with a frequency table. So how do we go about this? The first thing is to look at the values that are given in the data. So I start by looking at the different types of numbers that I have in the data. So I see that I have 50, I have 45, I have 28, there is 40, which is somewhere there. There is 28, there is 30, 28, there is 45, there is 40, 20, 28, 45, I have 60, 40, 70, 78, 80, and 90. So these are the different types of numbers that are in that data. So to draw my frequency table, I start with a score, tally, and then here I have the frequency. I start with the least value, that is 20. I start tallying. So 20, I see that 20 occurs once. So when tallying and counting the number of values in the data, it is always good to encircle them so that you know which value has already been used. And this will also serve as a check if at the end you find out the value was not counted. So now I take the next value, 28. 28 occurs how many times? I start counting from the first row. Start counting from the first column. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take the next value, 30. 30 occurs how many times? Start counting, go down, 1, there's another one here. Take 40. 40 goes there, 1, 2, 3. Take 45. 45 goes there, 1, 2, 3. Take 50. 50 goes there, 1, 2. Take 60. 60 goes there, start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, This is the next number, 70. 70 goes there. 70 occurs how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4. 78. 78 occurs how many times? 80. How many times? 90. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I convert this my tallies now into frequencies. So this is 1, this is 5, 1, 3, 3, 2, 5, 4, 2, 1, 5. So I've come out with a frequency table for this data. So the next question, how many students took the test? I can do this by summing all the frequencies. So this will give me, I can add this in parts. So all of this. So this is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is 10. It's another 10. 6, 7, this is 12. So if I add all of these, number of students, number of students will be 10 plus 10 plus 12, which will give me 32 students. So one way you can do to cross-check if you have done the tallying correctly is looking at the number of rows and columns given in the data and multiplying the values. So looking at the number of rows and columns given in the data, we see here that we have 8 columns and 4 rows. So this is 8 columns, so this is 8 times 4 give us 32. We have 32 values that are given in our data, and these 32 values are the marks of 32 students. So we have 32 students that took the test. So that is just a quick way of checking our answers or to see if our tallying has been done correctly. The next question, how many students scored above 50 marks? So these are the marks here, the score. We have 2 students with 50. We have been asked to find the number of students who have scored more than 50. So to get the number of students who score more than 50, I'm going to add all of these values here. Adding all of these gives us 12 plus 5, 17. Number of students with above 50 marks will give us 5 plus 4 plus 2 plus 5, which is equals to 17. So there are 17 students who have more than 50 marks. Given this data, which represents the length of counting stakes, we are being asked to tally and come up with a frequency table. So I just have to do a rough study of